All right, welcome to Almost a Sooner podcast, where we're going to dive into the excitement of college football recruiting, specifically recruits that are coming to the University of Oklahoma or have committed to Oklahoma. And we're also going to dive into their high school careers and kind of get an idea for what their life is like as a college football recruit. This week, we have the one and only, the 2026 quarterback, Jaden O Neal, on to kick us off. But we're going to have many other rising stars amongst the recruiting rankings for OU football. So make sure you guys hit that like, hit the subscribe button. You guys don't want to be missing this series as we continue to grow it, have more people on. It's going to be great. But on that note, let's toss it to Jaden O Neal. Jaden, we appreciate you coming on today. For those of you who don't know, Jaden O Neal, 2026 quarterback commit. Right now, 4-star, but I think we're expecting that ranking to increase a little bit more as your high school career goes on. But you got a chance to visit Oklahoma for the Alabama game, and that was, let me tell you, as an Oklahoma fan that attends since 2015, hasn't missed a single game, that was the best environment I've ever been a part of. So tell us a little bit more about that visit, how it went. What was that experience like as a recruit?
Yeah, being there as a recruit was, definitely something special. Just seeing them, pregame warm-up, just seeing how big the guys were, on an SEC level. That transition from Big 12 to SEC was definitely something, I was, glad I was able to, kind of see. Just the energy, from everybody. A couple people noticing me, during the tailgate was definitely something special. Meeting with the coaches beforehand, seeing, just their energy, come game time. It was definitely, a beautiful setting, like I tweeted.
Yeah, as you walk around with and seeing the other recruits from the 25 class and the 26 class, with you being in 26, how excited are you about those 25s that's going to come in, be nice and polished for when you actually come in 26?
Definitely, being there, just seeing how the 25s operate. They're all excited. Nobody's unsure. Nobody's, of course, you had a few guys, decommit, of course, but, I just feel like everybody's solidified, that was there. Couple uncommitted recruits that were there. Mm-hmm. They were excited, being able to talk to the coaches, just seeing their interactions with, many other coaches. I kind of got that same feel as well. So, OU treats their recruits and players all the same.
That's awesome. Now, kind of looking at the process for Oklahoma right now, we don't know what our featured offensive coordinator looks like. So you're coming to this game, you're watching the offense, you're watching this team operate. Are you what are you looking for in a visit like that? Like, are you watching just to kind of build relationships with some of those guys that are currently committed in that class and continue to recruit? Like what is that for you in coming to a game like this?
Yeah, coming to a game like this, just networking, connecting, speaking with, multiple different recruits, that are, possibly thinking of going to OU. Just speaking to the current coaching staff, seeing how they feel about, the new offensive coordinator, just hearing their response about it. Coach Venables being able to meet with them, just talk about the future a little bit, not so much just because, the future's the future and it's, unpredictable. So, just being able to discuss with multiple recruits and coaching staff, about the up and coming future is definitely something looking forward to.
So when it comes to looking at the recruits, you got Jonathan Hatton, the running back from down in South Texas, and you got Ryder Mix, who are the three right now committed. You going to sneak preview with anybody who you think is going to commit next, or you want to keep that a secret from the people?
Just kind of keep it a secret from the people.
I love it. Love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love it. Yeah. Keep that a secret. That's what we want to have happen.
All right, so let's take a look back at your high school career this year, because you've had an interesting season, to say the least, right? Looks like you had a couple high schools that they didn't want to play y'all, right? So you've been off 7 weeks, and then you guys go out there, you win the quarterfinals, you win the semifinals, and now you're in the city championship. So walk us through what a crazy season this has been. Like, what has that been like for you as a quarterback and a leader of that team?
Yeah, just being the leader of the football team, just keeping the guys focused, you know, just keeping the intensity as high as possible, you know, throughout that break was definitely something. It wasn't much of a challenge, but it was just something that, you know, just something that we had to endure. It was just out of our control. So just keeping my teammates, you know, together, keeping the focus high, you know, because we did know with those forfeits we would take those wins, but we wouldn't have so much experience, you know, going into playoffs. You know, just trying to be as much of a leader as I can, you know, throughout the downside, because, you know, you get tested as a leader, you know, during the moments that are, you know, not so high. So I was just trying to just keep my guys all together.
When it comes to that, how did you train and keep your mind right in preparation for the next? Because you knew games were going to come back. And, of course, the beauty of it is now one of the teams that didn't want to play against you going to have to play against you now. They ain't got much of a choice. One, what did you do to keep yourself prepared, not only physically but mentally, and your teammates? But two, how does it feel playing against one of those teams that did not want to play against you?
Man, yeah, throughout those 7 weeks, you know, just keeping my faith high. Of course, praying to God, you know, thanking God for just having an opportunity to play those 6 games. You know, not being able to play those 6 games was definitely something that kind of affected my mental. But, you know, being able to discuss that with my guys and, you know, my parents and just like the coaching staff was just kind of, you know, a little bit of a stress reliever. But just having to endure that was definitely something that was tough. And then now being able to play one of the 4 teams that ended up signing the petition it's a lot of, I don't know, it's like an avalanche now, you know. All the build up now is, you know, is coming to the end. So it's going to come crashing down this next Friday.
Yeah. Now, taking a look at it, right, what does a day-to-day routine look like for you being a high school prospect?
Start off like just the beginning of the week, try to get a lot of film in, a lot of preparation, just kind of visualizing, you know, that game day Friday for me. Obviously, just keeping my body healthy. You know, we are in playoffs, but having that 7 weeks off kind of did take a little bit of stress off of my body, but, you know, just keeping, you know, my body in shape as much as possible. And also, you know, throughout the week or middle of the week, try to lift some weights, continue to, you know, have that practice with the guys, keeping the chemistry high. And then, you know, Thursday come Friday, you know, just getting my mind and mentally, you know, prepared, you know, for the game day.
That's what's up. So what type of drills do you like doing with your wide receivers to keep that chemistry going? I know that wide receiver drills are critical for quarterbacks. You have to have some sort of, you know, like it's timing. I guess that's probably the best thing to say. You got to have really good timing because when things break down, you have to have an idea of how fast they're going to be going so you can throw it to them and lead them as they help you in those situations. How do you do that? And honestly, who do you feel like you mold your game like in order to, you know, prepare and be good when you get on the field?
Just to start off with the first question, we kind of just work, you know, release drills with the wide receivers. You know, just seeing different kind of releases you get, you know, with DBs and stuff. Just working that. Then we work like goal line phase, and we work top of the route stuff. Just that we can work on, you know, just them at the top of the route, you know, getting in and out of the breaks, just working on that, and then just working, you know, tempo routes, of course, you know, post curls, whether it be post outs, you know, either rolling or, you know, squaring into the outs or whatever, or post digs. And then also to like, I wouldn't say I mold my game just solely around them. You know, I look at different quarterbacks and just, you know, pick up, you know, different, you know, tips and tricks, you know. So the first one, just like, that's like right, you know, above, I'll just say like, because I'm very accurate, so I just kind of just say my accuracy just a little bit around like Shadur Sanders a little bit. And then like, you know, right after that, I'll say like a CJ Stroud for sure, you know, just because like those kind of got the same body. So, you know, those are just, you know, some of the guys I kind of study, you know, just watching in and out, you know.
Yeah. Now, you were talking about some routes and stuff there, and for somebody that did not play football like me, can you explain what a couple of those routes are for just the average viewer? Like, what is a post route? What is a curl route? Like, what is that?
Yeah, post route is definitely like the most used, you know, deep threat route. So let's say right around like the 10 or 12 yard, you'll break a 45-degree angle, you know, going inside, aiming at the goalpost. You know, it's definitely one of those routes, you know, that you're trying to, you know, attack deep. And then a post out is just, you know, a variation of the post. And then after you break out the post around 12 to 15 yards, you'll break out, you know, just trying to gain the leverage upon the DB. And then a post corner is a kind of a mixture of just a post. And then now you break it in instead of out, you know, around 10 to 15 yards.
So in order to work on those routes, do you have to have wide receivers in order to throw them to, or do you practice just throwing it at that distance to see if you can hit that on a consistent basis?
You definitely need, your receivers, to be able to run those routes because, different guys have different steps, different yardages, different, kind of moves at the top, because everybody, bodies are built different. So you definitely want to, just get that tempo and that chemistry, with those guys, on those certain routes.
Now, for any young kids that are watching this podcast, right, or watching you and watching your game in the future, what would you say is the most important thing they need to practice, they need to learn to try to get to this level, to get to the next level as a quarterback?
Definitely to get to the next level as a quarterback, you gotta be in the film room, lots of film study. You got to be very disciplined, as a quarterback. Those are just like the few things. Another thing I would say is leadership. You got to be able to, have guys, rally around you, just guys that could, follow you, also lead by example as well. You got to also lead, not only by action, but as example. You got to pour into them, because they got to see that you're also invested. And then last thing I would say, like, that's definitely, something that's intangible that you got to have is you got to just have that alpha. I don't know how to really, put it, but it's just something that's in you. You just got to, every player, every top, elite player has it. It's just that switch and that, and that side of you that just, utter, domination. So every player got to at least have one of those four things, definitely, to be successful.
I like that. So when it comes to, let's go back over towards the recruiting side. You've got a whole year now to start building that class of yours. Offense and defensive guys. As you're looking across the country, what are some non-football attributes that you're really looking for when it comes to teammates that you want to get on the battlefield with?
Just, guys that are invested in the process. If guys aren't, invested, into the program, those are just cancers at the end of the day. So you want guys that are, of course, invested, disciplined guys, of course. Guys that, take pride in their character, how they interact with people. Those are some of the outside football skills that I kind of personally look out for. Guys that are engaged too. You want to be able to talk to, many different people, being able to engage and, interact with them and not just blow them away.
Yeah. Now, give Sooner Nation a little bit of insight. Is there any recruits in the 2026 class that you're wanting, that you're going to go out there and target and push to try to commit?
Trying to get my guy Caden Jones from Jinx High School. Trying to get him of course. It's a couple of wide receivers down south I do want to get. I won't disclose any name. And also, a couple guys, from my high school as well. You gotta. It's a large, variety of them. At my high school, I'm trying to get over. So, those are just a couple people that I'm trying to, recruit and, just try to get them for Sooner Nation.
Yeah, you need some dogs if you want to survive in the SEC. You got to see someone when you watch Alabama, right? You had Ryan Williams out there. I didn't know if you knew this. He's 17 years old, by the way. And he out there cooking them at a young age, man. When it comes to even thinking about that, understanding that recruiting is now so nationwide, and then you being on the West Coast, having to come across and get all these people across the country, man. How do you balance your time to be able to really recruit these guys, man? Y'all be texting all the time at 5 a.m?
I don't know about 5 a.m. That's a little crazy. That's a little crazy, but just managing my time. As the new generation, everybody's on their phone now, so I kind of just try to, interact and reach them, through whether it be Twitter, Instagram, whatever it might be, whether I pass them by during the camp or just having those, simple conversations, whether it be, on the internet or in person. Those are some of the few ways I kind of try to connect with those guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Jaden, we appreciate you coming on today. We appreciate you giving just a little more insight into the recruitment, what this high school process has been like for you. It's pretty intriguing to learn a little bit more there. So we appreciate you doing that. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing a little bit more of you on campus over the next year because Oklahoma in the SEC, they're going to have a lot of games for you to attend. So.
For sure. Yes, sir. I can't wait. Definitely the energy that I got, this up-and-coming weekend was something special, with the lights and everything. And, it was a night game. So, night games are a little bit different, especially with the element, too, a little bit, cold. Everybody was still, getting fired up. So, which I love to see.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it, my man.